The inlays are perfect to add to furniture pieces. You can see how they use them in these images, which I know I do smalls. And I love this urn, and I had one in my stash. So we're going to make over this urn. It is a cement type material, but it looks like somebody has spray painted it, and I feel like we can make it look a lot better. I'm only going to be using one of these strips. You get 4 pages with this paint inlay, and if you have been wanting to try a paint inlay, this is a great one to start with because it's less expensive than the other paint inlays, so you're not putting a huge investment in trying something for the first time. And y'all, the paint inlays are really easy, so I think once you try them, you're really going to like this one. Also, the paint inlays can be used up to 3 times, so you really do get a lot of bang for your buck. So don't throw them away after you use them because you can use them over and over and over again. With the paint inlays, you want to use a chalk-based paint. I'm going to be using Dixie Belle in the color Buttercream. I think this creamy butter yellow is going to pair beautifully with the blue paint inlay. So I'm just going to get one quick coat on here. Okay, I got my base layer of paint on. I was not concerned with getting full coverage. Now I'm just going to go in and add a little bit of paint wherever I want to put my paint inlays. So I'm also working with a very rough, unsmooth surface here. So I'm not going to get a perfect paint inlay. And that's actually the look that I'm going for. So once you put your paint on, you're going to put your paint inlay down. Make sure the grids are facing up and the paint is facing down. And then you're going to take a spritzer bottle. This is a Fusion one. And you're going to spritz your paint inlay. And you're just going to make sure it is on your piece. So I'm going to leave that there. And I'm going to move on to another little area. And do the same thing, apply paint, put the paint inlay down, and then spritz it. And what's going to happen is this is actually paint on here. So it's going to be embedded into my chalk paint. And since it's such a rough, uneven surface, it's going to give me this beautiful old age look. And that is the difference between paint inlays and, say, a transfer, is this is actually paint. And we are putting it and embedding it into the paint that you are putting down. And then distress it if you want to, or do whatever you would normally do with paint. You could leave it as is. I find it usually has a naturally distressed look to it. And y'all know I love that look. So that's why I love paint inlays. So I'm just going to keep putting them around the whole urn. And then you want to let your paint inlays dry. The paper on the inlays are all dry. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take my spritzer bottle again, and I'm going to spritz them and re-wet them. And then you're going to remove the paper. Oh my gosh, y'all. That looks so good. Now, like I said, this is a rough, uneven surface, so they are very, very distressed, but that is the look I'm going for. If you do a flatter surface, you're going to get a different look. But y'all know I like to try something new. If it's not, if you feel it kind of sticking, you need to add more water. It should be very easy to pull up. Now, like I told y'all earlier, these are reusable. So I'm going to take them and I'm going to put them a second time around this urn. Look at all the chippiness I'm getting. I am obsessed. Love this. I've used the inlays for a second time. So I'm going to do the same process. I put them on, I'm going to wet them, and then I'm going to pull them off. Now, this layer is going to be more distressed because I'm using it the second time. So every time you use them, it's going to be lighter and a more distressed look. That's why I kind of spaced them out the first time and then put the second layer in between them. I'm probably not going to use them a third time because I feel like I have enough pieces on this urn. But look how beautiful this is coming out. I mean, what other paint treatment could you do and get the same effect? If you have not tried the paint inlays, you are definitely missing out on some fun.